Welcome to the Explainer. So, have you ever noticed how the definition of privacy seems to shrink every time a new gadget hits the market? Today, we're diving into exactly why our definitions of rights, privacy, and fairness literally cannot afford to stand still. As computer technologies weave their way deeper and deeper into the fabric of our daily lives, their ethical impacts become incredibly broad. We're going to explore why our ethical guidelines must constantly evolve right alongside these rapid technological leaps. Because honestly, what's at stake here isn't just convenience and efficiency. It's our freedom, our fairness, and fundamentally, our power. Let's get into it. We've all seen this play out, right? A new application or device comes along and it seems perfectly harmless in a vacuum. But when it's suddenly rolled out to billions of people, it introduces these massive hidden social and personal risks that nobody really anticipated on day one. And that perfectly captures the core thesis from our source material. Ethics must keep changing because technology keeps changing. Good ethical practice requires ongoing review, not just a one-and-done stamp of approval. Because technology constantly introduces new capabilities, it inevitably introduces new harms and new imbalances of power. So our ethics absolutely have to adapt to actually protect us. Today, we're taking a journey through this landscape. We'll start with why the rules keep changing, explore the invisible influence of AI, step into augmented realities, push out to the quantum computing frontier, break down the impacts on privacy and equity, and finally, look at how we can design a responsible future. Kicking things off with Section 1, the rules keep changing and adapting to new power. Just look at how this builds in the real world. What starts as Step 1, just normal routine data collection for a little bit of user convenience, can rapidly escalate. Once that technology achieves widespread adoption, its entire social meaning changes. Step 2 becomes constant surveillance. And then Step 3 crosses the line into outright behavioral manipulation. It's a slippery slope, and it's driven entirely by scale. So, as the social meaning of technology shifts around us, we really have a responsibility to continually ask some hard questions. First and foremost, who actually benefits from this? Is it the everyday user, or is it a centralized platform just extracting value from those users? We also need to aggressively ask, who is being harmed invisibly? Technology rarely has a truly neutral impact. Even if a system provides immense utility to a majority, we have to look for the marginalized groups or individuals who might be suffering unintended consequences, like unfair exclusion or complete loss of privacy. And ultimately, the absolute most vital question: who has control? What rights might be affected? And who holds the power over these new systems? When a technology becomes a mandatory part of participating in modern life, the entity controlling that technology wields immense societal power. Moving right along to Section 2, the invisible influence of AI in our daily lives. AI is no longer science fiction. It is deeply embedded in the background of our lives right now. It's the algorithm determining your search results, powering your recommendation systems, and even filtering your resume and hiring decisions. It's deeply involved in education, healthcare, policing, transport, you name it. As AI becomes this common, its decisions literally shape what you see, what you believe, and the actual opportunities you receive in the real world. But here is the major danger. Widespread AI raises massive ethical concerns about fairness, accountability, and autonomy. The core risks outlined in the research are hidden bias in automated decisions and a really dangerous reduction in human oversight. If these AI tools are widely used without transparency, individual rights can be severely limited without people even fully understanding that a machine just made the call. On to Section 3, immersed in augmented realities. Let's talk AR and VR ethics. Before we dive into the risks, let's quickly clarify the difference here. Augmented reality, or AR, overlays digital elements onto your real world. Think digital navigation arrows painted right onto the actual street in front of you. Virtual reality, or VR, takes you out of the real world completely, immersing you in a totally fabricated environment. Both of them fundamentally alter how people experience reality and social interaction. The ethical stakes absolutely skyrocket here. Why? Because these immersive systems collect an unprecedented level of incredibly detailed personal data. We are talking about gaze tracking, knowing exactly what you're looking at and for exactly how long. We're capturing physical micromovements, location history, complex interaction patterns. If a platform tracks how you react emotionally to a stimulus, well, it opens the door to entirely new forms of psychological surveillance and manipulation through incredibly realistic environments. This brings us to Section 4, the quantum computing frontier and its future implications. Quantum computing represents a massive, paradigm-shifting leap in processing power. It is an emerging technology with the potential to solve specific, highly complex problems exponentially faster than the classical systems we use today. But that immense capability comes with profound ethical implications that we absolutely need to plan for right now, not wait until tomorrow. So the crucial point here is this: stronger computing power directly threatens our current encryption systems. If powerful quantum tools break the encryption that currently protects our banking, our healthcare, and our private communications, personal privacy is fundamentally compromised. The source material strongly emphasizes preventative ethics here. Ethical discussion must begin way before the technology becomes widespread, because once quantum computing breaks existing security, the damage is already done. Moving to Section 5, privacy, equity, and rights. Let's look at the broader impacts. When we pull all these escalating technologies together, the impact really crosses four major ethical areas. For individual rights, people risk being tracked or judged by algorithms without enough control. In terms of privacy, incredibly sensitive behavioral data is recorded, increasing the risk of exposure and misuse. Looking at equity, benefits and harms are often distributed unequally. Some groups gain access to powerful tools while others are just completely excluded. And at the society level, large platforms inevitably gain immense, unchecked influence over our daily lives and social norms. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, designing a responsible future. The overarching trend we have to recognize is this: as technologies integrate deeper and deeper into our daily routines, their ethical impact becomes way less visible, yet immensely more powerful. It just kind of fades into the background of our lives, quietly shifting power dynamics. And that is exactly why our ethical oversight cannot remain static. I absolutely love this concept from the source text. Ethics is not anti-technology. Updating our ethical oversight isn't about stifling innovation or being afraid of the future. Responsible innovation means thinking ahead about the impact, not just celebrating a cool new capability. It's about ensuring that progress actively respects human autonomy, privacy, and fairness. To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a rather provocative scenario straight from the text. Imagine tomorrow's hyper-connected future city. A city run seamlessly by AI assistants, guided by AR navigation, educated in VR learning spaces, and protected by quantum-secure systems. It sounds absolutely incredible, right? But as we step into that world, I want you to really ask yourself, in that city, who is protected, who is left out, and ultimately, who gains power? Keep asking those questions. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today.